يعطيكم العافية شباب صبايا. Today's activity is about the types of reproduction. Actually, we have two types of reproduction. We have the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. First of all, the sexual reproduction. When we say sexual reproduction, which means we require the presence of both males and females. يعني this type of reproduction cannot occur without the presence of either male or مثلا or female. يعني always we need male and female. For example, like the human body, like humans and animals. Here we can see how we can divide the body cells. So the body cells, يعني the body of humans and animals also are divided into two primary types. We have the body cells and the sex cells. So here you can see the human body is divided into two types. The first type is the group of cells that form the body. And here you can see the class of the sex cells or gametes. So as we know, both male and female have brain cells, blood cells, bone cells, kidney cells. So males and females, both of them have the same type of body cells. يعني we cannot find مثلا a female without blood cells or bone cells or kidney cells. Always يعني these cells are present in both males and females, but the sex cells are not the same in males and females. So the sex cells, like, we call them gametes. Okay, so these gametes, like sperm cells, are present only in males and the ovum cells are present only in females. So the main difference between males and female is the sex cells, or we can call them gametes. So the human body or the body of animals, most of animals they reproduce sexually عندهم نفس body cells. اثنيناتهم عندهم bone cells، اثنيناتهم عندهم kidney cells، اثنيناتهم عندهم small intestinal cells، اثنيناتهم عندهم stomach cells، اثنيناتهم كل شيء نفس الشيء بالبادي cells except شو انه الجاميتس are not the same in males and females. عندنا sperm cells in males و ovum cells in females. هلا هول كيف البرودكشن لهم not in grade 6 we will study them. Just انتو you have to know انه الجاميتس or the sex cells are not the same in males and females. So here the classification of the human body is clear now. So the body cells are present equally in both males and females. Okay. والsex cells, like we call them in gametes. السبرم cells عند الميل والovum عند الفيميل. والdrawing كمان it's important to know how to draw a sperm and an ovum. Okay, here we have the flagella for the mobility of the sperm, because the sperm is mobile. The ovum here is always يعني bigger than the sperm cell. Okay, it doesn't have any flagella. يعني it cannot move يعني. So here, as we said, the sexual reproduction here necessitates the presence of both male and female. We cannot have sexual reproduction without these two gametes. Now the second type of reproduction is the simplest one, اللي هو asexual reproduction. So here no need for a male and female. We have no males, no females. We have just a simple division. One unicellular organism produces two new organisms. Mainly, it occurs mainly in unicellular organisms that are made up of only one cell type. خليني اشرحها أكتر شوي شوي. Here you can see a developed cell. اوكي، عندي cell وحدة well developed كبرت after growth of this cell. We can see انه عنا هون small part عم تعمل division to give finally two organisms. So here كانت one and it becomes two, and here we call this type of reproduction is asexual reproduction. Why? Because it's very simple. We have no males, no females. Oh, as you can see, it's very fast. يعني ما فيش like the sexual reproduction ما فيها complexity ما إنها معقدة يعني. So this table is very 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 important. هلا features number of parents للsexual reproduction. We have two parents, the mother and father. The asexual reproduction, we have only one. We have no fathers, no mothers. Gametes, here we have two. We have the sperm and ovum, but here we have no gametes. The speed here is slow, but here the sexual reproduction is fast and rapid. سريع. Examples here, مثلا we can talk about humans, we can talk about animals, okay? Asexual reproduction like yeast, الخميرة, and what else? Bacteria. As I said, this table is very, very important because it summarizes the main points between the two types of reproduction. Now let's talk about the organisms. Organisms مثل ما as we know إنه هن living organisms, living bodies يعني. So the organisms are classified into two types, unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms means they are made up of only one cell. يعني هيدا البودي is made up of only one cell. يعني الجسم بيتألف from one cell. Okay? And this cell carries out all life functions. تعمل feeding, can move حسب التايب تبعها، تعمل growth لوحدها، بتعمل production لوحدها. Here you can see different examples of bacteria, and you can see إنه كل organism of this bacteria is made up of one cell. Here we have one cell only. 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 Here we have only one. هون كمان عنا only one. So بس قول unicellular. Uni means one. Cellular means cell. فإذا unicellular organism بس احفظوا إنه it's made up of one cell. So it's an organism which is made up of only one cell. However, the multicellular organisms, what do you mean by multi? يعني many. Many cellular organisms يعني عنده many systems, many group of cells. كل group of cells عندهم function, عندهم job in the body. Here you can see مثلا bone cells. هي هون البونز. Bone cells عندهم function for the support مثلا منهم عندهم للmovement. عندهم some of them هن important for protection. Respiratory system for respiration, to take O2 and give CO2, to oxygenate the blood and get rid of carbon dioxide. Here you can see the muscular system, which is made up of many muscular cells. So عندنا big number of muscular cells, and each one has its function, maybe for movement. Here the muscular system. The circulatory system عندهم الهارت blood vessels and the blood. وعندهم كمان function in the human body or in animals. Digestive system for digestion, and the nervous system عنده many functions for thinking, feeling, movement, etc. So multicellular organism شو بدكم تحفظوا منه؟ انه عنده many systems، يعني عنده big number of cells، وكل system عنده function لإله. Okay, so how many types of organisms do we have? We have two. The unicellular organism, which is very, very simple. Multicellular organism, which is more complicated. We have many systems. We have a big number of cells. While هيدا unicellular organism هو أسهل شيء اللي هو which is made up of one cell only. يعطيكم العافية. Best of luck بالامتحان.